Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to share this story with you. The title of the story is The Bean Machine, and the author's name is Adam Beswick. This is Jack. Jack eats lots of beans for breakfast, for lunch and for dinner. If munching beans became his sport, he definitely would be a winner. By day and night and candlelight, he would devour them with a guzzle. Jack even has his favourite beans on his jigsaw puzzle. He ate beans on toast, which he loved the most, and beans on peeled bananas. Beans while watching television in his best pyjamas. And when Jack reached the bottom of the baked bean tin, he simply asked, "More beans, please," and wiped them off his chin. Jack's mum and dad took it in turns and came up with a plan to heat the beans in the microwave and in a pan. Jack liked them hot for breakfast and cold in the afternoon. He'd eat them out of the fridge at night with his favourite spoon. But soon there was a problem, an issue with the snack. A tower of tins had filled the bins and soon began to stack. The trash was overflowing and the bags were piling high. The kitchen was an utter mess, and Mum began to cry. Meanwhile, Jack ate beans with noodles, beans with apple strudels, beans in a bowl of stew, beans on jam, and even on the loo. And when Jack reached the bottom of the baked bean tin, he'd simply look and say, "I'd like some more," and wipe the sauce from his chin. To get rid of all the rubbish, Dad hired a massive van. He drove to the recycling centre to get rid of all the cans. But back home, Jack's love for beans did not stop, and he made more piles of tins. Mum just kept on shopping. Lots more tins in her trolley. Jack ate beans on cake and beans in milkshakes and beans on ravioli, on lemon drops and lollipops, even on macaroni. And when Jack reached the bottom of the bean tin, he simply smiled and say, "Have you got any more?" and wiped the chin of the bean sauce. Skips at the recycling centre were piled high, like a pyramid of baked bean cans stacked right up to the sky. At home, Jack's back garden was a metal mountain that grew, while Mum and Dad just panicked and didn't know what to do. Meanwhile, beans were warmed up in pots and pans and Dad was quickly heating. Mum zapped the beans in the microwave and Jack just kept on eating. But the recycling centre, they struggled with the demand. "We just can't cope with all these cans. I'm sorry, but you're banned." Then the metal mountain tumbled and clattered with a sound and fell on the cars and scooters as they crashed down to the ground. The littered ponds, flattened bikes and bent garden gates. Its neighbour's garden was such an awful state. Crash! Jack kept on eating beans and greens and tangerines and beans with chocolate mousse, beans with peas and melted cheese, even in orange juice. As Jack noticed that things were not quite right, so staying awake, he made a plan to work right through the night. He needed help to solve a problem of his own, so Jack called up a friend, Will, on the phone. Look, there's his plan. He's labelled. What's he going to do? Jack and Will then set to work using lots of cans. They cut, they drilled, they welded and followed their plans. Finally, they both stepped back, wiping their clean hands. Jack announced, let's call it the amazing bean machine. He's had to think about how's he going to get rid of this mountain of tin cans, bean cans. How's he going to get rid of them? Without delay, Will made a start and loaded some tins. Let's set the bean machine to work and make some metal things. So Jack pulled all the buttons and Will turned the dials. Then Jack began to assess the bean construction files. He tapped on the computer and the thing began to shake. It crunched the can so noisily, it soon began to make metal bikes and gates, and with spikes, metal parts for scooters, parts of cars and furniture, and bits for new computers. And when the bean machine got low and needed some more tins, Jack would shout, let's load some more, and then we'll work it out. I've got to find more tins. The pile of tins was shrinking and soon would disappear. The bean machine kept munching cans and Jack gave a big cheer. With broken things replaced, pots were sparkling new, Mum and Dad were happy again, and the neighbours were too. There's no mountain of cans anymore. The bean machines ate all the tin cans. New gates for the recycle centre were delivered on a lorry, while Jack gave the bean machine and told them he was sorry. At home, poor Jack was tired.